Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago National Nurses Association, TTNNA, President Eddie Stewart is raising serious concerns over reports that the North Central Regional Health Authority, NCRHA, is moving to recruit more than 100 midwives from India, describing the development as both inadequate and disrespectful to local healthcare professionals. My response: at least the government is trying to resolve the understaffed issue within the health sector. Not so? Isn't that what you all were complaining about? What do you really want, patriots, my dear patriots? Because at this point in time, that's exactly how you're behaving, like patriots. And you know what I mean, right? PNM patriots, not just patriots, PNM patriots. You complain about having to work extra hours. Not so? You complain about the overtime hourly rate. And now you have an issue with the government's decision to begin hiring more nurses. Really, people? So in other words, you're just going to be out of confusion. You expect all vacancies. I want them to answer this question. You expect all vacancies to be filled immediately? I don't believe that's the actual problem here, though, people. You want to be able to continue criticizing the government while ensuring that your members can go home with thousands of dollars extra in their pockets while the rest of the population struggles to recover from PNM's 10 years of destruction, over 40 years of destruction by extension. But these past 10 years under Emperor Rowley is definitely the worst. And that is what you want. You want everyone else to make sacrifices so that your people can get their salaries. And people will say, but what about the PSA? But the PSA didn't end up receiving their full back pay, though, people. Up to now, I don't think they ever ended up receiving the full back pay. They're going to have to probably end up taking the rest of it in bonds and whatsoever. But at the end of the day, not everyone can get their payments one time. And you will not acknowledge the fact that it's the PNM that left a bankrupt economy and they expect everything to be done one time. Now, I am not saying that the government must neglect their duties. Don't get me wrong. And I still do not support the taxing and the weaning and the taxes and the fees and the fines and the duties and so forth. I don't support that. And I do believe that Tanku I don't believe Tanku is the right man for the job. But at the end of the day, the Kamla Prasad administration in general is trying their best to serve the people with whatever limited resources and funds that they have. And all you're getting now is patriots coming out from 10 years of silence to protest. Now, yes, people will say, but the nurses were protesting even under Rowley. But with this amount of passion and aggression, really, people? Let's be real about it. Let's be real about it. Under Rowley, it was more like what? A day of reflection and stuff like that. Now you're getting them boldly coming out and demanding this and demanding that. Why? Because they know very well, in their minds, they can do UNCA whatever they want. They couldn't do that to Rowley, though. Yesterday, Member of Parliament for Barataria San Juan, Saddam Hussein, shared an on-the-ground update on the ongoing Wassa water system upgrade in the Don Miguel area, bringing improvements to water flow and reliability for residents. See what I'm talking about? The government is trying to use their limited funds and limited resources to serve all the peoples of Trinidad and Tobago, whether it's in the east, west, north, or south. And yet everybody just trying to demand everything from the UNC government immediately after making all the ultimate sacrifices for the past 10 years under Rowley. When people were asking for just their actual salaries, people were telling them, be patriotic, wait, have some patience. We know of the government. Stop depending on the government. Stop with the gimme attitude. Only remember the PNM patriots and remember that, man. I want them, the PNM patriots, remember saying that. Stop it with the gimme. Now, all of a sudden, they are doing exactly what they were condemning for the past 10 years. Everything is gimme now. Because you know why? PNM people have the rights to be double standard hypocrites.
So, good day, residents of Barataria San Juan. This is your Member of Parliament, Saddam Hussein, just giving you an update of the work that is happening. We're here on a very, very good Friday, checking to see all of the work that has been done. I remembered in July of 2024, I had a meeting right here in Ibis Lane, begging the former WASA board to conduct some works in the area where persons have to get connections to their homes throughout the various side streets because they have long lines running. We have advocated since 2024 under the PNM to get this work done, to run a 4-inch main from Don Miguel Road, so you can see from Don Miguel Road, straight into the various side streets. We were ignored, we were neglected, and the PNM did absolutely nothing. I am happy to report today that just after 11 months into office on this Good Friday, I can come here as a Member of Parliament for Barataria San Juan and check the works that have been done. So far, we have run 4-inch mains in Bhutan Lane off Don Miguel Road, Ibis Drive, Lalwa Terrace, New Lane. All of those have been completed. We have Ram Kilawan to go, Ramjas to go, Siusanka to go. Bicester Street, I understand and I'm hearing your concerns. Wasa is coming soon, and also Backchain Street. So this is your UNC government working for you. This morning, I'd like to publicly thank Wasa and the Minister of Public Utilities and our Prime Minister for giving the blessings for this particular work to be done in this constituency after we have been under severe strain for many years, begging and pleading with the former administration. As soon as the UNC government came into power, we now have works being done. Now, the residents will in fact see that the roads are uneven. The resurfacing will be done. Only this morning, we have had the various cuts in the road being covered by WASA. They will conduct the resurfacing exercise very soon. So therefore, let not your heart be troubled. We understand it. The mains are there. The roads will be resurfaced. And we have other areas in which we are coming to bring relief to the good people of Barataria San Juan.
An 86-year-old woman has died following a house fire in Lavantil. She has been identified as Elsie Morris of Robinson Lane, Church Street. The blaze occurred around 9:30 p.m. on Thursday. Fire officials are yet to determine the cause of the fire. Damages are estimated at approximately $700,000. This was really sad. Putting the politics aside, because we all know Lavantil is a PNM district, but that has nothing to do with human life. I value all human life. When people hear me speaking very negatively about PNM, that doesn't mean I have neighbors who are strong PNM supporters, and I still care about them and want the best for them. At the end of the day, people, when I say accept my condolences to the family of this woman who reached the blessed age of 86, to end up going like this is really sad. I pray for her family, and I hope that they determine what was the cause of this fire. Was it intentional? Was this an act of arson, or was this an accident? Was it something that she did? I think somebody online or some report said something about something happened. I can't remember. I really can't remember. But at the end of the day, I hope they determine what was the cause of the fire. And that if it was arson, then I hope justice is served.
For Saturday, April 4, 2026, Trinidad and Tobago can expect variable cloud cover with periods of showers and a low 30% chance of isolated thunderstorms. While the early morning may be mostly fair, a few pre-dawn showers are likely, particularly over Tobago and East Trinidad. Saturday, April 4 forecast summary. Conditions: variable cloud cover with periods of showers. Some showers may be moderate or heavy at times, especially over Trinidad. Temperatures: highs around 30 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius Piarco and 30 degrees Celsius Crown Point. Lows will settle around 24 degrees Celsius. Winds sustained at 10 to 35 km per hour from the ENE to ESE. Expect gusty winds in or near heavy showers. Hazards: there is a possibility of street flooding in the event of heavy downpours. Marine seas remain moderate with open water waves up to 2.0 meters to 2.3 meters.
Regional news now. World Bank official commends government for investing in what really matters. Guyana has undergone a remarkable economic transformation over the past 5 years under the Irfan Ali administration, I will add, fueled by rapidly growing oil revenues and a series of strategic public investments in people, infrastructure, and climate resilience. Because it's not just about the oil revenues. Because PNM had the oil boom more than once, but especially back in the 70s. And you know what happened? By 86, Trinidad was bankrupt. And Trinidadians decided, you know what, enough is enough. Vote out the PNM. And they voted for Robinson and the NAR. That's what PNM did with the oil boom that we had. What Irfan Ali did with their oil boom in Guyana, he's building his country up, building up his people. That is what a good government does. That's what UNC does here in Trinidad and Tobago. But sadly, patriots here in Trinidad and Tobago only give them 5 years and then boots them out and then give PNM another 10 years to destroy the country. World Bank country director for the Caribbean, Lilia Barunchuk, during a recent discussion emphasized that Guyana has moved from being one of the lowest economies, listen to this, and we knew that all the years, in the hemisphere to one of the fastest growing in the world, not just in our region, people. In the world. They're an inspiration to the entire world now. That is under the Irfan Ali administration. So let me read over that part. One of the lowest income economies in the hemisphere to one of the fastest growing in the world, while seeking to ensure that the benefits of growth are broad-based and sustainable. The World Bank officials said the transformation since then has been striking, citing rapid growth, improved living standards, and a visible shift in the physical landscape. Development of infrastructure, building the new Demerara Bridge, so many new hospitals, upgrades in all different types of infrastructure, drainage, and so forth. We are seeing so much being done. There's a whole lot more to do. And just 5 years. And it was not all about, it wasn't just about trying to win an election, because he won the election and yet he has continued on the same path of development. That's what a good leader does, people. That's what a good leader does. Jamaica has signed the instrument of ratification for the UNESCO 1970 Convention aimed at preventing the illicit import, export, and transfer of ownership of cultural property. In a move, the government says strengthens protection of the country's heritage. Signing an instrument of ratification is the final formal act by which a state officially declares its consent to be bound by an international treaty or convention. And once, of course, once you keep your historical artifacts and so forth in your country, it will boost tourism, because people want to come to your own respective nation, your country, to be able to view them and so forth, and view the wonderful different sites. It's really wonderful. I'm telling you, one of these days, God will bless me with the finances to start traveling various places, including Jamaica, that I will love to visit. The Barbados Water Authority, BWA, not BWIA, advises residents and businesses in parts of St. Joseph, St. John, St. George, and St. Philip that one of its pumping stations is currently experiencing low reservoir levels, which is also affecting other facilities within the distribution system. As a result, some customers may experience low water pressure or temporary water outages. Temporary? Well, at least it's not like in Trinidad. You don't get water for weeks, sometimes in certain areas. The BWA's water tankers will assist affected residents as a temporary measure. A further update, including on the affected areas, will be issued soon. The authority apologizes for the inconvenience and thanks customers for their understanding. maybe, just maybe, it's time. I don't know if Barbados, people from Barbados, if you're viewing my video, let me know. Do you all have desalination plants on your island, in your country? Let us know. The Association of Bahamas Marinas, ABM, has expressed significant concern and shock following the sudden implementation of a revised boating fee structure by the Bahamian government, effective April 1st, 2026. So on one hand, the Bahamian government appears to be doing good in certain ways, and then they're rising the cost of certain things, which will definitely rise the cost of living as well. Anyhow, industry stakeholders were reportedly caught by surprise as the adjustments were rolled out with no advance notice, prompting some to initially mistake the announcement for an April Fool's joke. Well, it wasn't no joke. And elections is no joke either. Let's see what the Bahamians decide on that election. Are they going to give this government a second term or give another party the chance to rule?
And concerns by mariners regarding boating fees finally getting to the point of resolve and apparently catching those impacted off guard, prompting the Association of the Bahamas Marinas to inform boaters that the adjustments are real and not, quote, an April Fool's joke. As of April 1st, the Bahamas Boating Fees introduces 3 levels of cruising permits for pleasure vessels: 30 days, 6 months, and 12 months. Temporary 30-day permits are now $150 for vessels up to 30 feet, $600 for vessels over 100 feet. 6-month permits range from $300 to $2,000, depending on vessel size, while 12-month permits range from $500 to $3,000. These fees cover the cruising permit itself, attendance by customs and immigration officers, and related travel and overtime expenses. For more on the changes, visit our business page of our website at ewnews.com.
International news now. President Trump has been briefed on the downing of a U.S. F-15E Strike Eagle over southern Iran on Friday, April 3rd, 2026. One crew member has been successfully rescued by U.S. forces, while a search and rescue operation continues for the second crew member, whose status remains unknown. I hope he is found alive in Jesus' name, and I hope that the U.S. forces can be able to find that individual before the Iranian Ayatollah thugs do.
Breaking news coming into Fox News Channel. The president has now been briefed on a downed F-15 fighter jet in Iran. This is a U.S. fighter jet. We are also told a statement from CENTCOM is expected shortly. We want to bring in the chief national security correspondent, Jennifer Griffin, with more on this. Jen, what are you hearing?
Well, Trace, we had some details of this alleged downed F-15E fighter jet that went down in southwest Iran. It's in the province that is actually closest to Karg Island, which we've been hearing so much about. We had withheld reporting on this until now because there was an active search and rescue operation ongoing. But now that we've learned that the president has been briefed on the downed F-15, we are getting some details from open source online showing that the actual pilot seat from the F-15 was seen on the ground, suggesting that at least one of the pilots had ejected, and the pilot was not present at that site where the photo was taken. So that suggests that one may have survived at least. There are 2 pilots in an F-15E, and they would have been flying. We see also some open source video showing that there were 2 search and rescue helicopters that were being refueled midair in daylight. That would suggest, again, an urgency to that search and rescue mission, because it would be rare to conduct a search and rescue mission with low-flying helicopters over an area that is possibly contested. Given that this happened during the daylight hours, it shows an urgency and a suggestion that the pilots may have survived.
The French container ship CMA-CGM has supposedly successfully passed through the Strait of Hormuz, the first French-affiliated container ship to do so since the start of the war with Iran. Amr Safati went on to say perhaps a gift from Iran, since France rejected an initiative from the Arab states in the UN Secretary Council to authorize military action against Iran in order to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. So, of course, well, you know how France handling things these days. They're basically siding with a lot of jihadist nonsense, just like England. England might be the next country that might be given permission by the great Ayatollahs to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. is now flying B-52 bombers over Iran, signaling that American forces have achieved air superiority in parts of the country after weeks of strikes degraded Tehran's defenses. First deployed during the Cold War and in service for over 70 years, the B-52 expands the pace and flexibility of U.S. strikes. Unlike earlier standoff attacks on fixed targets, it can remain over the battlefield and hit multiple targets in a single mission, which would help a whole lot getting the job done faster. Now for the interesting facts segment, in the 18th century, Valentina Vasilyev, wife of Fyodor Vasilyev, reportedly gave birth to 69 children between 1725 and 1765 in Shuya. Historical records claim 67 survived infancy, remarkable for that era. After her death, Fyodor's second wife added 18 more children. He did better than Abraham, bringing the total to 87 children. Oh, but man. The case was documented by Russian authorities and later cited by Guinness World Records. Even today, the story feels almost unbelievable, like something straight out of a fairy tale. Yeah, boy.
Welcome to Real Conservative News Travel Adventures. Located near Almo, Idaho, the City of Rocks National Reserve offers world-class granite climbing, hiking and stargazing among 35-million-year-old rock formations. The park features nearly 700 climbing routes and over 23 miles of trails. There is no entry fee to the reserve itself, making it an accessible year-round destination for outdoor enthusiasts. Plan your visit. Best time to visit: spring through fall. April-October is ideal, as winter snow can make roads impassable and hiking trails may be saturated. Time needed: spend at least 3 hours, though a full day is recommended for hiking or climbing. Fees: no entrance fee for the reserve, but Idaho State Parks requires a $7 daily fee or an Idaho State Parks passport for Castle Rock State Park. Access: gravel roads are used throughout the park, use caution. Top activities: climbing, known for incredible granite outcrops and over 700 routes ranging in difficulty from 5.0 to 5.13. Hiking, popular trails include the strenuous 6.8-mile City of Rocks Loop. Sightseeing, explore the historic California Trail remnants and unique geologic formations. Stargazing and wildlife, the area is a designated international dark sky park. Winter sports, snowshoeing and cross-country skiing are popular in the winter. Camping and accommodations. Camping, multiple campsites are available, including in the Pinyon Pine Forest at Smoky Mountain. Amenities, vault toilets are located in the campground. A comfort station with flush toilets and hot showers is available near the visitor center. Lodging, nearby lodging is available in Almo, ID. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you again tomorrow as our journey around the world continues.
Folks, that brings us to the end of today's news report. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe, most of all. In Jesus' name.